Hello, I should be live. Oops. Oh, shoot. Sorry. This is England, and it's raining and thundering. I want to show you one more. This is from Paris. This is today, July 24th. All right. Okay. I have my notebook over here. Sorry. Listen to that. July 24th, 7/24/21. Happy birthday, Detroit. 320 years old today. FEMA Region V. bjhammerstein here. Hammerstein, what's going on? How's everyone doing tonight? What a time to go live following President or 45th President Donald J. Trump. I watched that just before coming on live here right now, and what did I watch earlier? I watched Decision Day, a little bit of that, which is local Michigan stuff, and it's super duper hot in my little apartment studio again. I want to thank everyone for being here. Please subscribe. And again, this is sort of the last. I mean, I guess I told my mom this yesterday, I think it was on the phone. I'm like, I'm going to probably be calling these shows live tests from, a year from now, basically. But this is kind of the last test show, live test show, even though I'll be testing shows the whole time because I don't really know what I'm doing yet. Uh, but that's going good there. So anyone out there, anyone watching, I don't even know. Doesn't really matter though. We're gonna still work through this, and we want to start over here. And I'm not gonna go too long tonight. This is a test, more than just a test of me, working out some of these articles, talking through it, and looking at comments and interacting with people live. It's also a test on my internet stream. I did have a technician from Comcast Xfinity out here yesterday, and I'm glad I did. I almost canceled it because it was relatively working well, but there was a problem with the line. So this stream should be good. And what I've noticed is that when the low stream light comes on, then the quality of the presentation looks a lot lower. I don't look quite as sharp. Anyway, what are the things going on? I hope everyone is doing well. And we're gonna go to Arizona where Donald Trump was at. It was rally to protect our elections. Let's go to the screen share here a second. And this is Arizona State Senator Michelle Ugenti Rita. Let's hear this. This is going to be pretty short. Good. It didn't. Oh no! The video is unavailable. Of course, they removed it. Well, we'll come back to her later on. She spoke for about a minute, and she was basically booed off the stage. And she is a GOP member, a Republican, and she wasn't supportive of the election integrity movement, and that ended up hurting. Knocked her off of there. Okay, so if we're not going to start with her, let's go over to Bill Bailey's channel. Now, I'm not. It doesn't. Bill Bailey, William Bailey versus Antrim County. This is from yesterday. Is American patriot Mike Lindell being had by deep state fraudsters? This is about 7 minutes into his report. I will leave a link in the show notes. Let's hear what he has to say, though. He's going to talk about Mike Lindell and the symposium coming up.
So I'm suspicious of this. I know Mike Lindell's put out a $5 million reward to anybody that can prove his stuff isn't right. Listen, I hope I'm wrong on this. I can tell you that we've captured a couple of MAC addresses and stuff from his absolute proof from blowing it up and looking at it. Nothing there, guys. Um, really hope I'm wrong. I mean, I will be so. This is one of these times in life where I just want to be wrong, and I want to celebrate being wrong. But Mike Lindell, if you're watching this, buddy, um, be cautious, my friend. Um, and here's my other thing, guys. If I had this or you had this information of absolute foreign interference, what the hell are we waiting for? I want to save the country. Let's show it. This would already be, world news. I wouldn't be setting on this stuff. Um, so let's beware. I mean, here would be the deep state's trap, if we want to, which is what this would be.
All right, so we'll leave that there, and I'll leave you the link. But it is interesting because I talked to many people about, who do you trust? Can you trust people? How do you trust people? Someone like Mike Lindell might have some people wondering about him, but to me, I didn't know much about Mike until I guess it was March of 2020 when he popped out in I think the Rose Garden and announced that he was, kind of converting his My Pillow business into a PPE manufacturing deal. And I mean, during the beginning of the pandemic, that was a great thing to do. That's what we needed people to do, and it was probably pretty helpful. Uh, since then, he's obviously been very involved in the election and what's happening after. And I don't know, there's a lot of people around, and you can't really trust anybody. And I think that we've seen that through the Trump presidency, that were, patriotic and the side for Americans, not the un-American side, have showed that they're actually pretty un-American. So we don't really know who to believe or who not to believe right now. And believe, as Crow 777 says, believe is the enemy of knowing. So we want to know, and we'll leave it at that right there. Let's cue up the quotes of the week, which was repeated 2 times, I believe. This is President Biden.
Why are people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of sheep? I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who know this?
We gotta replay that one more time. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to defund the police?
Why are people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of sheep? I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who know this?
It was a good answer that she provided the journalist on the spot at the time right there. Let me say it again. I've been a Democrat most of my life, but I am no Democrat and I am no Republican. I am American, Detroiter, Michigan, Hammerstein. That's who I am. There's really not much more to it. Uh, do Republicans? I mean, he's answering like it's obviously yes. Yes, there are Democrats who want to defund the police. So he's saying yes, there are Republicans who think that Democrats suck blood. Well, we won't get into all of that right now. I have a list of some names. I guess they're not particularly Democratic, you know, leaders, but there's definitely a lot of iffy elements to that. And I wonder why he said that twice now. That crazy town hall that CNN hosted, Don Lemon, Don Lemon. I was interviewed by Don Lemon when Charlie Sheen did his comedy show. He opened it in Detroit, and me as the arts and entertainment writer at the Detroit Free Press at the time, that fell right into my lap, and that was a pretty fun story to do. And Don Lemon, yeah. But I didn't really watch that town hall. I did see some clips of it, and that was just strange. It's always strange, like, so they asked like President Biden a question, and they just kind of stand and wait for the answer, and they wait and they wait, and it's awkward. It's definitely awkward. So I had like blood transfusion stuff, and Marina Abramovic, and Lady Gaga with the presidents, and Lady Gaga with the bath, and Army Hammer. But we don't have to do any of that tonight. But let's look at another great quote from the week. So this is like a Saturday show. In the future, I want it to maybe be a different subject, and I want to maybe have a co-host or co-host. I don't know. Monday through Friday, I think is the harder, the news show, and I want to do it live because I like to do the comments. I don't think anyone's watching right now. No one's certainly commenting. So do comment if you are out there. Hi. I could be alone by myself. And, that's okay. I remember I meant to tell this story one day, and I think I started telling it. But I remember hearing Bannon on the War Room. He was talking about like the beginning days of the show, and when nobody was listening to that show at all. So this is going to be like we're starting out real slow and low and chill and getting to know each other and going through this stuff and learning my application together and testing my stream. I think it's a fun way to, get through this process a little bit and establish who I am and why you might be here. And I don't know, some people seem to like me. Most don't. Uh, I wanted to write like where it says Hammer Live right now, it would say penis envy, and then
And then I want to thank uh, every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer because you guys paid for all of this. So seriously, for every Amazon customer out there and every Amazon employee, thank you from the bottom of my heart very much. It's very appreciated.
what a dick. I mean, seriously. Who is his PR on his PR team? What are they thinking? They probably don't care. They probably don't care at all about us, which they really don't. There is a story I wanted to bring to light today that I saw. Okay, so let's go back over here. Uh, my eCam is doing something a little funky that I'm not quite certain with. Brian Sullivan at Sully CNBC. This is on the Twitter, of course, which they've removed me from being able to post, share links to my videos. So I'm not really on their site, except, I want to show you where the news breaks from. So it's Brian Sullivan, the most accurate COVID the most accurate COVID testing is so important, and CDC now recommending facilities begin phasing out the widely used PCR tests by year's end for other FDA-approved alternatives, especially those that can better detect illness differentiation. And I want to imagine if this is from Corny Vanderbilt 5. Imagine if all testing stopped and we went on with our lives like it was February 2020. Brian, I wouldn't read too much into this. Based on my understanding, and I'm involved in medicine, this was the FDA first PCR test that they had, and I think it wasn't that great. Remember the hiccups they had and testing issues back in February 2020. They are officially moving. So yeah, this is definitely official. I looked it up, and there's a lot of questions I would say that people probably have regarding these PCR tests, but I'm not allowed to talk about that. Jerks, censorship jerks. I gotta like. If you guys are out there, please leave comments so I could talk to you. So normally my most prolific commenter. Well, let's do this. Let's do it this way. Dr. Fauci had a big week, and let's just take a quick look at his latest. I know that you've seen the battles between he and Dr. Rand Paul. Is Senator Rand Paul or Dr. Fauci right about gain of function research funding in Wuhan? Oh, that brings me to a different story. Oh, we'll get to that in a second, I guess. Dr. Fauci reveals why the Delta variant is so dangerous. Fauci blasts North Carolina congressman calling for criminal consequences. Why the Delta variants, with the Delta variant circulating, vaccinated people might want to consider wearing masks, I imagine. I'm going to segue to this tab a second. Also this week, House Democrats block bill declassifying the origins of COVID-19. Also this week, China rejects WHO plan for study of COVID-19 origin. I'm trying to keep all my stories straight. I think there might have been one more that I wanted to tag to that. But as that's all happening, we've got the Delta variant, right? Here's the Lambda variant. Lambda variant of COVID-19 identified at Texas hospital. Is it worse than Delta? Lambda versus Delta variants. What to know as new forms of COVID spread in U.S. Lambda variant cases of COVID-19 are popping up in the U.S. Here's what you need to know. The Epsilon variant. I think I wanted to hit news on that though. COVID-19 Epsilon variant and how it dodges body's immune response. Vaccine effectiveness. They're setting up for more jabs if you can get them in your arm. Oh, this is cool. Delta Plus. There's a Delta Plus out there. Delta Plus, Kappa, Lambda, Epsilon. What are these coronavirus variants? Can vaccines fight them? And other queries answered. And then there is one more story. And this story, ever since when that explosion happened in Tennessee in January down in Nashville, I've been following some of the Nashville channels on YouTube. And I just want you to see 27 fully people have in Tennessee health department says. You have to fill in the blanks. I'm sorry if you're not, if you're somehow just listening to this and not watching, it's YouTube. So yeah, that's all happening. And here in Michigan, it's the same thing. I mean, at least for me, I'm not really going anywhere, so I'm not seeing too many people. It's storming right now. That means that people in Dearborn and Grosse Pointe, unfortunately, are probably kind of scared, as anytime it rains now, we're really afraid of major flooding. So it looks like the stream is going well still. I'm going to kind of, again, I'm not going to go too long tonight. It's 9:20. I'm going to do it again Monday night, and I'm going to try these 9 p.m. shows. I'm going to talk to some people and make sure that 9 p.m. is a decent enough time. I am looking for suggestions. I wanted to start in the evening because I kind of can work during the day, put everything together, and then do it at night. It might be better for me to just do recordings, like do like a podcast or like a subject video rather than the new show as far as building, subscribers and an audience and all that. But I like doing it live, and I want to, really interact with the audience once there is an audience. So I don't know. We'll have to figure this out as we go. Again, I'm definitely kind of just testing things around. But let's go to the one story. Well, this isn't a story. This is a court case. Susan, who is not in the chat tonight, but hello, Susan. I know that You're probably going to watch a replay, and I'll talk to you soon. But she sent me this case, Jacobson versus Massachusetts, and we have to take a look at this a little bit. This is back, argued December 6, 1904. This is from Justia, U.S. Supreme Court. Decided February 20th, 1905. I'm going to kind of skim through a couple of these graphs. The United States does not derive any of its substantive powers from the preamble of the Constitution. It cannot exert any power to secure the declared objects of the Constitution unless apart from the preamble. Such power be found in, or can properly be implied from, some express delegation in the instruments. While the spirit, I'll just keep reading this for a minute. While the spirit of the Constitution is to be respected not less than its letter, the spirit is to be collected chiefly from its words. While the exclusion of evidence in the state court in a case involving the constitutionality of a state statute may not strictly present a federal question, this court may consider the rejection of such evidence upon the ground of incompetency or immateriality under the statute as showing its scope and meaning in the opinion of the state court. The police power of a state embraces such reasonable regulations relating to matters completely within its territory and not affecting the people of other states, established directly by legislative enactment, as will protect the public health and safety. The liberty secured by the Constitution of the United States does not import an absolute right in each person to be at all times and in all circumstances wholly freed from restraint, nor is it an element in such liberty that one person or a minority of persons residing in any community and enjoying the benefits of its local government should have power to dominate the majority when supported in their action by the authority of the state. It is within the police power of a state to enact a compulsory vaccination law, and it is for the legislature and not for the courts to determine. Ay, 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 ay. I have not heard much about Jacobson versus Massachusetts, if anything at all, and I don't think I've ever really learned about it in my readings and research. I know that somewhere in here it says COVID. I thought that it said that it was brought up in something to deal with I'm sorry. I should be talking and not reading. You're not really interested in watching me read. You're interested in maybe watching me read to you, but not read quietly. So I'll leave that link here. An interesting case for all the freedom fighters out there to look at. Not one that goes well for us, but the courts and the judicial system, as I learned from the Dirty Jams judges from Michigan, Jail Alternative for Michigan Services, owned and operated, profiting by judges in Michigan. But all of this goes back to 1871 and probably before that, and lots of other layers on top of it. And it makes me kind of sad and scared. And, when I looked at this, I think I looked at this yesterday, and gosh, it's like, what do we got? All right, so, how did I miss that? Oh, that was the story. That was the other story. That was the other story that I wanted to talk about. Let me do it this way, because there's a local version with Governor guilty Gretchen Whitmer. Here, feds drop Cuomo probe. So, as like the probes into the Wuhan origins were stopped by the House Dems and China, the DOJ has dropped the charge or any probe of any of the governors that use the nursing homes. I on bike, and I documented this on Twitter before I got kicked off of Twitter. I would have shared this with you. If you watch my early videos, I think I shared some of these photos in the early videos. But I would ride my bike to the TCF Center to take pictures, to see if there was any action there, to see if it was being used at all. And it wasn't being used at all. And the one in Novi, the suburban show place, suburban showcase place, whatever it is, that wasn't used either. And I just thought it was really interesting. So we'll just do look at quick headlines right now, as it is Saturday night. Again, I'm going to go live on Monday. We're going to schedule it probably Monday at 9 p.m. Thank you all for being here very much. Thanks for watching on the replay. I am getting some views on the replay, a couple new subscribers off the replay, so I'm going to keep them up for a little bit longer. Thank you all very much for that. I know it was a busy day for a lot of people Saturday night. Maybe Saturday night, 9 o'clock is not a good time. Maybe I got to go later. I don't know. I do not know. I need your help in figuring all this stuff out. So just some quick headlines. I want to make sure that we're up to date. We're at zerohedge.com right now. Protesters rage across Europe as lockdown vaccination mandates begin. CNN segregate unvaccinated. Make them pay for tests every day. Which tests do they want us to the unvaccinated to pay for? The PCR tests that are going to be discontinued because they weren't working so well? Ooh. These are the world's highest paid athletes. These are the athletes that I will not be supporting ever if I could help it. Electrical engineer gets 5 years in prison for selling missile technology to China. Good. Philadelphia's murder rate highest among largest U.S. cities. Philadelphia was mentioned a couple times in the Trump speech tonight, as was Detroit, regarding 11-3. Over here at the Gateway Pundit, let's give that a little refresh. Joe Biden says he was chairman of the Judiciary Committee 150 years ago. He's had a few gaffes this week. I mean, I'll tell you that it's not easy speaking. It's not easy speaking live. There's pauses and other sort of natural tendencies, and there's a lot going on in people's heads. I'm not defending all that. I'm just letting you know that it's definitely not easy for me doing this, or probably for him talking. Donald Trump was pretty great, though, tonight, I gotta say. But he's had some problems before, and his communication style, I think, he's probably a little, reminds, it could be softened. That's one of his critiques. He's mean tweets. Orange man, bad, mean tweets, insensitive. I defend that, saying that he's pretty busy trying to do a lot of things, and if you're able to help, that's great, and you're there. But as soon as whatever's done, he moves on, and I don't know. It seems pretty. If there's a lot happening that we're unaware of still, that would be pretty amazing. But I don't know. We could all. It could just be a slow roll, spin, flush down the toilet bowl still. You're the worst human being known to mankind. Crazy leftist gets in Tucker Carlson's face at fly fishing shop. That's too bad. Some NFL star refuses to share his status. I think Mr. King James also got mad about that once, but I don't know. That's not my beat. Unhinged lib tells Senator Rand Paul to get fucked during virtual town hall event. Brags on TikTok video. That's pretty funny. More Americans have favorable view of Trump than Biden, according to poll. Well, you know that you shouldn't believe any polls. Not this one either. Even though I would probably believe that that's the case. But don't believe the polls. Unless they really, are transparent. We're seeing incredible zero transparency going on here. I think that's like one of the most amazing things. All the journalists should be outraged by this, but most of them are cheering it on, and that's frightening. I guess I expected the lawmakers to act like that, but the journalists were supposed to keep him in check. All right. Another one. FBI assistant director failed to report romantic relationship with subordinate. Let's go to the Freep. What's new here? Meet the newest Red Wings. This is good safe bets on the weekends. 17 cases of to run with sports in like a top spot or run a lot of sports deals. Michigan State Police investigate reported shooting on I-696. I'm going to have to look at that and talk about that more next week. There are road shootings like crazy, highway shootings like crazy in Michigan, Detroit. 17 cases of COVID identified in the Faster Horses Festival attendees. This is a country music festival in Michigan that was held last weekend. But they're not going to report on that same Tennessee stat that I showed you earlier. And they're probably not reporting on the PCR test, but I don't know for sure. I haven't looked that hard. Detroit news, what do you got going on? Former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick marries fiance at Little Rock Baptist Church. Congratulations, Mr. Kilpatrick. I interviewed him once when I was at Real Detroit. I also was in a picture of him once, and he's like 2 feet taller than me, and he's so big compared to me. It was a really funny picture. He and I had a big beard. Tornado warnings expire in parts of Macomb, Oakland counties. Yeah, it seems like it's calmed down. My cat was hiding underneath the bed. All right, so nothing too much happening there. Washington Post. Amidst fire and floods, a moment for truth for climate action. Well, we knew that that's the next move is climate. It's all climate. Climate after COVID. I can't even say that. The Olympics hasn't been so hot so far, from opening festival stuff to the performance of Team USA. I've seen, but I'm not watching, so I can't really comment on any of that. Biden administration debates steps to further contain the pandemic. Oh, that could be very interesting. What's the next steps? This is from CNN. Monsoon rains could bust exceptional drought across the Southwest. Back to the Biden story. Officials are discussing possible vaccine booster shots and mask guidelines as COVID-19 surges in areas where vaccination rates are low. I'm glad I don't have a job with the establishment dinosaur Mockingbird Media right now, as it would drive me crazy to write about this every day. Now, I'll talk about it every day the way that I'm doing it, but Susan's here, everybody. It's okay. It's okay, Susan. Don't worry about it. I'm glad that you're here right now, but I'm about to end it. How's it going? Los Angeles Times, ready for their shot, vaccine. Stragglers explain why they waited. Oh yeah, there's, the ones who haven't received the shot yet are begging for it now, according to some. And why is it breakthrough infections? I was looking into this at the beginning, and in the medical and legal world, they always like redefine terms in order to mess with the masses. The unwashed. Susan, I'm about to end it, but I showed the Jacobson versus Massachusetts case. I'm even talking slow right now. So, sorry guys. So yeah, Susan, I am going to end it. Look at this. Please subscribe, everybody. I want to thank you. We're gonna end it right now. Hopefully the stream quality stayed good, even though I feel that it looks fuzzy right now, but it could just be my eyes. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'll look at it in the replay, and then I'll see you on Monday night. My camera's going a little bonkers. All right. Thanks, everyone. Please subscribe. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.